Welcome to the pit, and today spawning in the southwest corner of the map we've got Demu representing Team Liquid playing in orange as the Delhi Sultanate, and his opponent today in the northeast we've got Kaiser Johan playing in blue as the Rus. Welcome ladies and gentlemen to the pit and this Age of Empires forecasted game. Well, it's going to be an interesting one. Two civilizations are looking to be usually aggressive in the feudal age. Well, the Rus have a couple of options, to be fair. I mean, this civilization at the moment is in a good spot. They've got a lot of things going for them, especially with the Kremlin. They've got a lot of eco bonuses with the bounty system, and if they can get that up and running, it's very, very nice. Now, the Delhi Sultanate is a bit of an awkward pick on a map like the pit, so I'll be interested to see how Demu plays this one out, because, I mean, the Delhi Sultanate, they're a very interesting civilization. I think very different to a lot of the others. They've got a couple of quirks, you know, free technologies, which is kind of a nice thing, but also something that this civilization is very different from all the others. I believe the Delhi Sultanate is an interesting one because of the fact that when they age up, their power spikes are often a little bit slower to come by compared to the other civilizations. And to describe that a little bit more, for example, primarily the Castle Age. Once they get to the Castle Age, there's actually quite a big lag time between the veterancy upgrades for this civilization versus others. You know, the time difference is actually quite a big thing. So the spike in power that other civilizations can get for the Castle Age, it's a little bit quicker. In fact, it's a lot a bit quicker. It's a lot a bit quicker. Those are words. It's a lot quicker. And I think that hurts the Delhi in many ways, because the Delhi Sultanate has to be heavy aggressive in the feudal age. Not only because generally the civilization's kind of, you know, designed that way, primarily activating the sacred sites as a real goal for them. It's also because even if they do go to the Castle Age, they have to wait a bit of time before that Castle Age power spike actually kicks in for them. So there's a big kind of time they have to fill in between the feudal age, and then when they do get the Castle Age, that's not enough. They actually have to wait for a bit longer for those Castle Age upgrades to come in. So getting to the Castle Age for them second to their opponent is actually quite rough, because, for example, if we say that the Rus get to the Castle Age first, and the Delhi Sultanate playing catch-up, well, the Delhi Sultanate will have to play catch-up and then have to wait even longer for their veterancy upgrades. So it can be very challenging for them. Of course, it depends on the overall match situation. You know, has it got the static defenses in the form of palisade walls? We will have to see. And because of this, I feel like this kind of, not handicap, but this little, I guess, a disadvantage, I would say. Of course, the Delhi Sultanate have got lots of advantages in other ways, and they've got plenty of advantages, but this little disadvantage, I think the Rus can take advantage of in particular. Lots of advantages we're talking about here, but 2 town centers could be an option. Looks like it's going to be the case, with this stone being picked up very soon with 5 villages. It's a very standard opening here for the Rus. It's quite typical for them to go 2 town centers, and I think it makes sense going 1 town center against the Delhi Sultanate. You don't really want to do it because the Delhi Sultanate are almost forced to stay 1 town center. It's very rare that they go 2 town centers, and it's mostly because of the fact that, well, they're going to have a prolonged feudal age already, and they need to contest in feudal age. They need to actually be quite aggressive in feudal age and get that map presence. If they go 2 town centers, it really delays that map presence. The Rus, on the other hand, they don't have to have that kind of pressure, and I think the reason why the Rus are so strong is because they can go 2 town centers with a very strong economy behind it. So typically when civilizations go 2 town centers in the feudal age, it delays them. It delays their ability to get onto the map. It delays their kind of aggression and being able to challenge the mid-map objectives, namely being the sacred sites in this situation with the Delhi. And but I mean, the thing is with the Rus is that the economy is so strong with the free gold coming in from the hunting cabin. You know, wheelbarrow already coming in for Kaiser Johan because of the bounty system that he's probably accumulated quite a bit of gold from. Because the economy is so strong, actually, compared to other civilizations going to town centers, the Rus can start to afford units a lot earlier. And the fact that he's now transitioning into gold suggests that he might be looking to get a stable for some knights to get that presence and actually get that mobility. So not only do they have that ability to pump units out, but they've also got one of the strongest units in the game in this age, in the feudal age, and that's the knight. So I think, you know, the Rus in many ways are in a really good spot. The Delhi Sultanate have had a recent upgrade though with the stable, with the Ghazi Raider. Is a little bit more anti-armor, is a little bit more adept at dealing with armored units, and he's going to go for a stable here as an opening. Demu here. He went for the Tower of Victory landmark, which I think is an interesting choice. I think it's a obviously, you know, I mean, I don't think Demo needs me to tell him how to play the game, that's for sure. But I believe it's a good choice because you're typically going to see quite long games in the pit. Whilst Delhi Sultanate tend not to want to actually delay games too much, I think against the Rus, you're always kind of struggling. So I think this is a good place because he's going to want the extra attack speed for the military. For those of you who don't know, by the way, the Tower Victory actually gives the attack speed increased by 20% of all the production buildings that are within the influence. And so that's going to make the units a little bit more, you know, well, they're going to be stronger, aren't they? Going to be better dealing with the Rus army that's on the field that's going to be coming out soon. And I think for the long game, it's important because, you know, 20% attack speed is no joke, especially when you get to the late Imperial Age. Whilst the other landmark, the Dome of the Faith, you know, getting scholars for cheaper, the longer the game goes on, the less impact that really has. And now with that second town center on the Deer Pack, getting a lot of food, I noticed I didn't have the villager count. Oh no, oh no. Okay, well, anyway, mistakes have happened. I know a lot of people have been saying recently that they like to see the villager count, which, yeah, I apologize for this one. Hopefully, it won't happen again. But with a healthy village elite, about 3 so far, it will start to climb, and it's forcing the palisade walls out of Kaiser Johann now. These are a couple of Ghazi raiders, just courtesy of having a couple of units out early. But the Kremlin range is pretty disgusting, and it's going to take a lot of HP off that Ghazi raider. I don't think the Ghazi raider can really do too much about this. I don't think he can attack the villager. It has to back away. We might lose it there, Demu. Does take out one of the palisade walls, though. Does lose the Ghazi raider. It looks to try and take out a couple of villages on the outpost. He actually backs off. I think he probably could have got that up by building it, but especially with the 2 militia. So you can see the mechanics here for the Rus getting the Kremlin militia out nice and early, protects the economy. And it's so hard here for Demo to get much value. But yeah, in any case, on the back of the end of this, with Demo, he's now going to transition to another source of food, which will be the Deer Pack on the west side. And now the village elite is starting to build up, and that could become a problem. Now, we're getting to the stage of the game where actually there's a window where the Delhi Sultanate will be getting the sacred sites, as we can see already here in the center, and on the west is being denied though. And if we can get the palisade walls up with the archers building it, that could be quite nice. Nice bit of gold income, although there is a knight there, so this is rough because, you know, oh well, if he spots it, it would have been rough. In any case, he didn't spot it. On the east side, a couple of militia just going to chase out the cavalry away from the Delhi Sultanate. But yeah, a little bit of aggression coming in here and there, challenging of the sacred sites. This could be pretty good for Demo though, because he should be able to get the sacred sites. Should be get the left one as well. So he's got 2 sacred sites under his belt. The middle one's going to be walled up, hopefully soon for him. In any case, although the knight will challenge that. And here comes the second knight, so that certainly will be challenged. But yeah, as we're heading into the 9th minute of the game, I hope you guys are enjoying the casted content on the channel. I'm really enjoying casting. I think my skills have improved a lot in casting. Hopefully that continues. And if you have been enjoying the content, do consider subscribing to the channel, and most importantly hitting that notification bell, because that will give you a little ping when I do post a casted game of Age of Empires 4, which you can hopefully expect a lot of on the channel going forward. So if this is your jam, if you're enjoying the content, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend hitting that notification bell, and then you won't miss a thing. And of course it helps the channel. But yeah, the Sacred Sites counter has been activated. 10 minutes on the clock. Delhi Sultanate have activated a very common win condition for them. But this is where things get a little bit sticky. So whilst there's a lot of military here for Demu on the map, he's got 3 points in the map to defend. With only 1 palisade walls in the middle, means it's kind of got 2 really, the left and the right, and they're very far away from each other. So he needs to try and find a way to try and protect these sacred sites to keep getting that gold in. And what's quite nice though is that the sacred site trickling in that gold, it could help him get to that castle age. And that's one of the mechanics for the Delhi Sultanate really. That's why they want to have a heavy feudal age, a strong feudal age. Because if they have a strong feudal age, it's quite often they get to the castle age first, especially with the risk going to town centres. There's actually a really distinct possibility of that happening, and the Delhi Sultanate want to get to the castle age generally quicker than their opponent, because we talked about how teching up and researching things is just a bit longer for them in terms of at least the veterancy upgrades in particular. Actually, they're quite bad in terms of research speed. Obviously very much dependent on how many scholars you have, and the fact that Demo's gone for the Tower Victory means that he will have less scholars out already to research garrison. Well, he doesn't have anything garrisoned inside the mosque at the moment. But he's looking to get the palisade walls up on the east. Kaiser Johann might look to try and deny that. But look at Kaiser Johann's villager count, 49 to 36. The villager lead is starting to build up, and We'll switch over the toggle into resource per minute now. The food income looking very strong. Wood income looking very strong as well. A couple of cavalry units do dive underneath the town centre fire. Wooden fortress is there. A couple of spearmen. Well, this is kind of costly here for Demu. Should be able to escape with a couple of units, but he's going to lose a lot in the process of getting out of there. Does now escape with the palisade walls on the right, and it's got some palisade walls on the west. So this is looking solid here for Demu. He's got the timer. Well, actually, wait. What's been deactivated? It's the one on the right. In any case, he's got 2 sacred sites, which is pretty good. And he is going to the next stage now with the House of Learning. So we'll be looking to get some important upgrades with this. And, well, Kaiser Johann is a little bit further away from that castle age. But having 2 town centres, more villages, he could probably possibly just idle his town centre for the food income anyway. He, wouldn't want to do that. No real need to at this stage because the map is big. He's got some military presence on the field. Kaiser Johann just needs to buy a bit more time. About 7-8 minutes, and he'll be on his way to the castle age before then. But 7-8 minutes, I'd say, before this economy really starts to kick in and unit numbers should start to really climb for Kaiser Johann. But certainly 2 sacred sites in the possession of the Delhi is no joke. And the benefit of going to the castle age earlier is the relics. Nicely walled in those relics there. So he's already got 2 relics, 2 sacred sites. I say he's got 2 relics, but he's picked up 2 relics. He's going to get a 3rd sacred site as well. Should be able to pick up this relic. I think he might just want to escape with this relic, to be honest. I don't think the sacred site is going to be capped. I think he might... I don't know, it's a bit of a tricky one, because the palisade wall is holding on for now. If the units get attacked first, then it could buy him some time. Yeah, he's gonna maybe abandon it. Wait, do something. Okay, goes back for the sacred site. He might just about escape. He's trying to get as much of the arrow fire and make sure the palisade wall stays alive for as long as possible. There it is, got the sacred site. Needs to back away now though with that scholar and get out of there. All right, well, it's got 1 relic already garrisoning inside, so it's going to be a nice bit of gold coming in for the Delhi. On the back of this, definitely a nice bit of gold coming in for the Rus, and it's just sheer manpower. The Rus villagers doing great work. 20 villager lead for the Rus. Now, the longer the game goes on, well, within reason, I'd say if the game goes on for another 20-30 minutes, that villager lead should be really, really healthy for Kaiser Johann. But there is an interesting dynamic in this civilization matchup. Now, the Rus are very, very strong in the late imperial age. But, there's something that we don't often see with the Delhi is going that late imperial age. I'm pretty fascinated in this match to see how that pans out because, make no mistake, in a lot of civilizations, in a lot of RTS games, population efficiency becomes really important in the super late game. The ability to have really strong units that take comparatively less population space, but, they cost a lot more because they're much better units. When resources are in abundance, the population capacity of 200, you could really want to have those premium units taking up that population space. And well, the elephants, the Delhi have something called the elephants, and they do pack a punch. So with huge amounts of upgrades, that could be pretty important. Look at the upgrades. Speaking of upgrades, holy moly, he's getting everything, which, well, I mean, you do that with the Delhi, don't you? Because they're completely free. But look at this, the veterancy upgrades, that's already like a 3rd researched, maybe a 1/4 researched. Yeah, at least a 3rd researched. And there's still 2.5 minutes on that thing. It's going to be the high trade house for the Rus. And a decent spot for gold income from the forests. Down the middle. Pretty so safe and secure. The knight looking to try and deny the sacred site. Won't happen though. I think with 2 man-at-arms and a crossbow should deal with that. The east side, maybe Demu just decides to wall that up, try and get a sacred site again on the east side. But with Kaiser Johann now getting to that castle age, this is where things might be a little bit dicey for Demu, and it could be an option for Demu to try and push in this situation. I often say that when you age up, it's probably when you're the most vulnerable, and Kaiser Johann has just aged up. And he has about half the military, so it could be a good option for Demu to push, but doesn't necessarily have the units in the right spots to do that. On the back of this, a couple of knights in the wood line. This is a nice bit of raid damage coming in for Kaiser Johann. I have to say, should snipe another villager, possibly, but a lancer there for the Delhi Sultanate. We're doing good work. And this is a castle age units versus feudal age units, of course. No real contest there. And the nice thing for the Delhi is that they could get honed blades. It takes about 5 minutes, I think it does. The men-at-arms and the lancers equip a Khilji, increasing their damage by +3. Yeah, it just doesn't have the research coming in. I think there's only 1 scholar inside that mosque. But walls have been made. And, well, the Rus tried to get a palisade wall up. Didn't quite manage it in the end. And decent numbers here in terms of military for Demu. Kaiser Johann just needs a bit of time to build up the numbers. Doesn't want to engage too quickly, because he will start to lose units very quickly if he does. And this could be a window of opportunity for Demu. He does have the Iron Under Mesh upgrade. And it looks like Wedge Rivets is coming in pretty soon as well. Manatime's dive underneath the town centre. A couple of crossbows there for the Rus. Can hold that for now, but there's a couple of crossbows there for Delhi as well, dealing out a lot of damage. Militia have been summoned for the Rus. Going to push this back a little bit, and well, Demu doesn't have to fight really. He can just pull back and just make sure he goes behind the palisade walls. The good thing, the militia, 50 seconds on their lives, could probably break through the palisade walls. Looks like that's what he wants to do with his militia. But take a look at this. It's going to be a fast Imperial, well, fast-ish Imperial for the Delhi Sultanate. Going to go up with the Hisar Academy. She acts as a madrasa, you know, a university for the other civilizations. Interestingly, it generates 12 food per minute based on the number of technology researched, and it's not a landmark we see all that often, primarily because the Delhi tend not to go Imperial Age that often. A lot of the games just do end before they get to that stage. And an interesting state of affairs, though. Gonna try and deny that sacred site. I'm not sure the militia will stay alive for long enough. Yeah, not enough there, I'm afraid, with those guys. And there's that Imperial Age. So, Delhi Sultanate going to have Imperial Age units. Kaiser Johann is going to have to play defensive again. I actually like this situation quite a lot for Demu, because, like, when you think about how the Rus have that little bit of an advantage in terms of when they get to the Castle Age, upgrades coming quicker. Well, Demu's kind of nullified that in a way by going to the Imperial Age. We're in 18 minutes, and Demu should have really strong units. You know, it's taking time for those researchers to come in, but it's better to get that Imperial Age earlier for the Delhi Sultanate, so the technologies, you know, come in earlier. But because the technologies take so long to come in, you kind of want to invest in that Imperial Age and start the timer on those things earlier if you can. And that's what's happened today. Interesting for the Imperial Age, actually, I have to say. Got there pretty quick. Pretty quick. The villager count, though, the villager difference looking pretty staggering for the Rus. Interestingly enough, he's got plenty of food. Should go to the Imperial Age pretty soon there, Kaiser Johann. And the concern for Demu is that there's probably a power spike here for Kaiser when he does get for the go for the Imperial Age. If he just focuses on units on the way up to the Imperial Age, like now, he could just try and pump out as many units as possible and then upgrade them. This could be sticky for Demu. I'm sure Demu's doing the same thing. And there it is. Yep, it's going for the Manatimes. And don't forget, the Manatimes are pretty tanky. But not only that, they do have the Honed Blades upgrade already coming in. So they should see pretty decent attack coming in out of these guys. Got plenty of crossbows, which is the natural counter unit for there for Kaiser Johann. And it's going to go for the Spskaya Tower. It's quite a nice landmark for the Rus. Enables a keep to defend the position. But it also unlocks the building of stone walls. So the Rus typically cannot build stone walls. Well, they can't build stone walls without this landmark, actually. Alright, will it be go time now? Once Kaiser Johann gets the Imperial Age, will that be a signal for Demu to be aggressive? He's got the Sacred Site timer activated. Does have a lot of military on the field. Might look to just go here. Okay, he's going for Armoured Beasts, which grants 25% health and +4 ranged armor to the War Elephants. Could we see elephants? I mean, to be honest with you, late game wise, it is the right move. They're going to get another Madrasa as well, so he can queue up more upgrades. Gonna have to do something, because the boom is strong here for the Rus. Just keeping his army at home for now. I think Demu wants to maybe use up all his population with army. So he's got 65 military. Pumping out units now. And he's also adding in a couple of hand cannoneers, some premium Imperial Age units. And really, what's the plan here for Kaiser? Because we have to think about gold. You know, the pit, there isn't actually all that much gold. This is the main gold vein that still remained for Kaiser. The others are kind of a bit, well, I mean, kind of feels a lot more in Demu's favor, to be honest. The gold just seems a lot more on his side. That could become a problem for the Rus. He might have to start a trade, which is really tricky, because when you think about trade and population efficiency, obviously you don't really want, I mean, you have to get gold, but if you can avoid it, it'd be ideal. The Delhi Sultanate getting free gold from the 5 relics that he's got. I think you really can't underestimate that. Like, 5 relics is really a lot. Considering to try and compensate for that, the Rus would need traders. That takes up valuable population space. He's also got through the sacred sites, which obviously is a big thing. 5 minutes on the sacred site timer, but no keeps here for Demu, so he can't really defend the situation as much as he would want to. The spearmen are going to go the long way around. Although I don't think the knights can deal with this. I think the spearmen are just too strong. These are elite spearmen as well, by the way. So he's going to hold on to the sacred site for now on the west side. I would like to see a couple of keeps, actually, for the Delhi, but it's actually going to be the Rus building a keep. I'm not sure what that defends. I mean, it defends the entrance on the right side, to be fair. But the aggression is actually coming on the west. Does have a couple of knights, but that's not going to deal with the spearmen. He needs a couple more archers, ranged units here, the Rus. But yeah, plate cutter point coming in for Demu. These upgrades coming in, almost coming in very soon. Let's see what he's doing at home. There's plenty of units. Let's have 1 tower elephant. I mean, there's only 4.5 minutes in the sacred site timer. I mean, Kaiser Johan needs to go. He needs to actually do some damage here. Does have a mangonel. Can't afford to hold on for too long. I mean, there's only 4 minutes. A couple of knights did break through. Or they're going to break through, rather. Although, yeah, I mean, the spearmen are kind of just going forward here for Demu. Oh, he spots the trade. Okay, good scouting information. Just as the trade started up, now he's going to want to be aggressive. I wonder whether... I mean, quite a nice option for Demu here would be looking to get some keeps, right? If he can solidify the map positions to get keeps, that would really help his situation. He's only got 4 minutes on the time, but the sacred side on the right side is going to go and be decapped. Unfortunately, Demu didn't have enough here. It does actually look like he's got some villagers on stone, or at least captured... We got 75 stone there for a minute, the Delhi. Is the UI still bugged? Does it still not show how many villagers are on stone for the Delhi? It doesn't look like he's got anyone on stone. Surprisingly enough. Well, I mean, it says 75 per minute. Okay, it's got 0 villagers on gold at the moment. Okay, there is another gold vein there for Kaiser Johan, but he's going to need to try and make a dash for the middle at some point. Although he has started to trade. So he probably trusts the trade more than trying to go for the middle. And here's quite a big army here for the Delhi. A couple of scholars on the back line, a couple of spearmen on the front line, led by 2 tower war elephants. 2 tower elephants, rather. And we do see Streltsy out for the Rus. But with 112 military, it's kind of looking dicey for the Rus. Obviously, the longer the game goes on, look at the economy. 2,600 food for the Rus. 2,000 food coming in. I mean, to be fair, Demu's actually kind of out-gathering them there. A couple of knights diving in, trying to get some value and try and get some villager kills. But, I mean, the thing is, the archers within City Arrows actually pretty decent. Villagers do run away. No sniping there, though. Just running around with 6 lances. Unfortunate for him. Goes for the farms instead of the villagers. Here's the keep. Going to be a nice protective layer for these units. But it was a bit far back, but we see the stone count really rising here for Demu. He's going for a keep. Where does he go? I think he needs to deny the trade. I mean, he can't really go through here with villagers anytime soon, so it's going to have to be the left side. Maybe the middle? Does he go for something a little bit bad-mannered? Tower elephants charging along. Movement speed of 0.88. Clearly not the fastest unit in the game. 1.62 for a lancer. Or for a knight, rather. Well, the Delhi definitely don't have mobility on this side, but they do have elephants. So we've got to give them that. But upgrades are, you know, coming in thick and fast. Not that many more left to come in, actually, for Demu. Look at that, 4,000 food for Kaiser Johan. He's going to struggle for gold. I think Kaiser Johan is just being a little bit too passive, it feels. I mean, I guess maybe he... So, the Rus are very strong in the late game, of course. The Delhi are not so much until it gets to the super hyper late game, where it can just get like 10 elephants or something silly. Maybe more. Gonna just break through the palisades, make sure there's no obstructions. In the middle of the map though, Sexite was being decapped for a short while. This could be a big fight. A couple of spearmen there would do great damage against those elephants. Then we might have to back away from them. Let's keep hold of the sacred site though, which is quite key. Oof, that's going to be a problem. Early Demu, he's not spotting it. Going to lose 2 elephants pretty much for free, maybe even a third. That's rough. These guys, seeing them die, it's not a pretty sight. Someone's got to call an animal charity soon. He loses 3. Demu, what's he doing? He's just trickling them in. On the west side, trying to deactivate the site on the west with an outpost. That's not going to work. Going to lose another elephant. Yes, finally. Bring the waypoint back. You can't just... These are very expensive units, by the way. They're super expensive. Oh, look at this. 4,400 food, 350 gold. I was about to say 4,000 there. Certainly not that much. On the east, though, Demu's going to die this a little bit. There is a Mangonel, lots of Streltsy and crossbows. Should deal a lot of damage against the Tower Elephants. The Spearmen trying to take out the Mangonel probably will. Mangonel shots get fired. There are some hand cannoneers there. Huge Mangonel shot. Takes a lot of HP off the crossbows. But the Mangonels do go down. And that's an issue because there's so much more military here for Demu. He's taking the fight even underneath the keep. The keeps are a bit of a joke these days. He doesn't have any emplacements, which is a bit of a bad thing there for Qazi Johan. And what's getting even worse for him is that his units are melting. There are a couple of scholars there for the Delhi Sultanate healing up their comrades on the west side. Here come Tower Elephants attacking from 2 angles. Demu and the Delhi. They are a delight to watch. On the east side though, he's going to lose the army fighting underneath the keep, but he's making a dash on the west. A keep in the middle for the Rus to secure that gold. Not a bad idea. And Demu has enough stone for a keep. Just bear that in mind. A lot of spearmen here on the west side. Needs to find a way of dealing with those. Does have a couple of man-at-arms. Should deal with them pretty well. And he's going to go straight for the trade, it seems. He's going to waltz in with 5 Tower Elephants. Siege this workshop down very, very quickly. On the east side, a little bit more quiet. The keep there for the Rus, keeping trouble at bay. In the middle, though, the 2 elephants, well, I mean, they are backing off. They're not really even getting that hurt too much. Probably be healed up very soon. Gonna break through. They're trying to break through to the trade. I think he really wants to go for that trade, as you can see. Getting a couple of trader kills. Very, very nice. You see 28 worker kills versus 6, and that's such a big, big difference. But then I'll tell you what's a big difference is the double the villager count for Qazi Johan. Something I'm a bit concerned about for Qazi Johan is that it's going for trash units. A lot of them are trash units with spearmen and archers. And when you have a little bit of, too little I'd say in many ways, too little population invested in military, you want to have highly trained military, expensive, population efficient military. It just doesn't feel like he's got that. I might have to delete villagers, to be honest. Elephants looking to deny the trade. I think this is a smart play because, these guys are kind of siege engines almost. They're just going to torch everything down. They're going to, well, trample everything down, really. See how quickly it takes down this market. It's going to be pretty quick. And with the trade going down, gold income is going to be suffering. Well, I don't think he can take this fight. I think he has to back off, although he probably will lose a couple of units on the retreat. There's 1 elephant, 2 elephants. They're just not fast enough. In the middle, he's making a big dash with a ton of elephants there. The Delhi attacking on multiple fronts. He's making a big dash in the middle. Delhi Sultanate economy looking so strong. Despite having less villages, but having those sacred sites, having those gold income from the relics is so strong. The keeps aren't as good as they once were, and this number of elephants are going to take it down pretty quickly. On the west side, the elephants do all perish. Is walled out there, I'm afraid, but in the middle of the map, these elephants, these family members, they're getting their revenge. He's piling on the pressure. The keep in the middle goes down. This could be an issue for Qazi Johan. Does he have what it takes to stop this? I'm not so sure. Does have a lot of mangonels, a lot of siege. Not that much siege on the on the side of the Delhi Sultanate, and he's kind of got the siege unit here already. Anyways, the war elephant activates the sacred site timer probably for like the 3rd or 4th time. So war elephants with hand cannoneers on the back line with the scholars healing up. This is looking a very dangerous army. I think Qazi Johan is at population cap. He might need to delete some villagers. He needs units. And this is crazy because Demu's got 123 military, but it's not just any military. There are elephants here. The Spaskaya Tower will help. There is a bombard there somewhere. I heard it somewhere. Yeah, it's right into the thick of it. A lot of scholars going to be healing up each other. Mangonel shots do get fired off. The war elephants trying to take out the siege. The siege being surrounded does lose one siege engine. Loses the bombard. The elephants, they have no fear. They're trampling on everything. Spearmen acting on the front line there for Demu just to keep some units preoccupied as elephants do keep trickling in. The fact that Demu's affording all of this is pretty insane. And with the Mangonels and the siege engines going down, that is an issue. You might need to try and take out the Spaskite tower. The cannon upgrade is kind of hurting everything pretty badly. So this is a big loss of units here for Kaiser Johann. He's actually lost 71 workers. That's a lot of food invested in workers that have just been killed. Now, Demu does still have enough stone for a keep. So maybe a forward keep drop on the back of this could have been an interesting one. Actually, it would have been nice to have done it already, to be honest. Alright, trade is up and running again. In the middle of the map, militia coming out to try and defend, at least. One solitary elephant. But I think the fantastic thing for Demu is it's kept his opponent away from his base for such a long time. Palisade walls in the west won't hold for too much longer. Two villagers want to get in the action. An elephant does lose his life, I'm afraid. Heavily armoured. The spearmen are on the field. The scholars healing up. Just to see how long these guys live for. Not too much longer. Loses their lives. And well, Kaiser Johann, he's hanging in there. Let's see how many traders. Wait, we've got a lot of other villagers. Hello? Hello. Hello. You're involved in a war. You need resources. Get back to work. Chop chop on the west side. It's going to be a keep, rush, dash, something. Lots of villagers coming out to try and build this keep in the north. I wonder whether the Rus actually get this involved, get this up and running quicker. Could be quite possible. There's only a... Oh no, I take that back. Couldn't see it, but there's actually 15, 16 villagers. The Delhi will easily get that up quicker. Whilst he does have an outpost, Kaiser Johann won't get the keep up. The villagers will perish very quickly, and that's something he doesn't... I mean, he's got plenty of villagers anyway, to be honest. The thing he doesn't have is military. 87 military to 32. Lots gathering in the middle. Holy moly, Demu going for an elephant push. You love to see it. We don't see it all that often. I think Kaiser Johann might have to delete this keep. Sacred site on the east side being decapped. And this is interesting. I think Demu is just playing this fantastically. He's baiting his opponent to be so preoccupied on denying the sacred sites or deactivating the sacred sites. In the meantime, he's just made this huge army of elephants. The rams are going to be the first guys to spot it. Bye-bye, rams. Going out onto the gold on the east side. The good thing for Demu, he's got another gold in the middle to take. Pretty secure with the keep. We'll see. Alright, the elephants are diving in now pretty heavily as well. Trading still happening, but I'm not sure for how long. The production buildings should go down soon. There is a Kremlin. Scholars coming out to heal out the elephants, but they're kind of getting trapped, actually. That is not ideal. The pathing is a bit of a problem here. Two Mangonels could dish out some damage. I think he needs to take out the scholars and then get the spear to take out the elephants. We shall see how well they fare. The scholar's going to be a pain in the butt for the Rus. Could potentially... Oh, right. It's actually kind of smart. Taking the Kremlin first means that the militia can't come out anymore. Although he maybe have just activated. I don't know. He did activate it pretty recently. Elephants on the front line. There are a lot of them. Taking out a lot of the units. A lot of trample damage coming out. Mangonels getting the shots on the back line. Will those rocks be enough to take out the elephants? A couple of these Streltsy doing a decent job. I'm not sure if the elephants survive here. Let's see what's coming in. Reinforcements. Not much just yet. We'll have to see if that becomes more of an issue. Oh no. A lot of units did die there for Demu and the Delhi Sultanate. They still got double the military. Holy moly, what's going on here? Oh, a couple of spearmen broke through and a couple of hand cannoneers. Going to be denying the trade again. Actually quite ruthless. The elephants now have all been killed in the middle. Now Demu needs to rebuild. Needs to regroup. Where's all his militaries? Okay, he's going full elephants. Holy moly. But it's taken out a lot of these workers. 146 worker kills. Holy moly. And the trouble for Kaiser Johann is he lost a lot of villagers here to build up this keep. And because of that, he's actually not that far ahead on villager count anymore. Things are really starting to equalize. He's now looking to get monastery, maybe to capture the sacred sites, but all the relics have been taken. suspect maybe Kaiser Johann wasn't expecting this game to go so late, but, well, it is. Question is, where are those elephants? We did see them somewhere. Oh, there they are. Gathering for maybe one final big push. Kind of sense something big coming in for Demu. He's going to go on the east side now. Okay. The west side spearmen taking out the last trade post, it seems. Here come the elephants in the middle, keep in the center. Guys, that's a lot of elephants. They are going to break through and cause a lot of damage, no doubt about that. 9 tower elephants, 5 war elephants, a couple of other units in the back line. And I think that keep is just going to go down. I mean, does it have emplacements? Doesn't actually have emplacements yet. Oh, that's rough. Keep will go down in a flash. Let's just see how long it takes. Probably not very. That number of elephants should go down fast. A bit of raiding action happening, it seems, at the back. Trying to get outposts to try and deny trade. Though trading is not happening anyway. And it doesn't really need to, with 5 relics and 2 sacred sites, and I suspect tithe barns as well. It's going to be strong. The mangonels in the back line, 4 of them with the Streltsy on the front, with spearmen in front of them. And the spearmen are going to be tackling a lot of the damage coming out the elephants, but there's so many. A couple of scholars healing up as well for the Delhi Sultanate. Defend all sacred sites, new objective there for Demu and the Delhi Sultanate. Mangonels, they're dishing out damage, but not necessarily as much as they might want to. Streltsies, they should be getting that bonus now, the attack speed. They do indeed. They've got the static deployment. Will it be enough, though, to take care of the elephants? I'm not so sure. The elephants are pretty tanky. It does have the defender's advantage. 1 tower elephant look to try and snipe out the mangonels when they can. We're heading into the 38th minute. Oof, a lot of elephants have just perished. That push in the east has failed. Anything happening in the middle? Not quite yet. Anything happening on the west? Not quite yet. So Kaiser Johann, he lives to fight another day, but there's a lot of... there's a secondary army coming in now. A lot of spearmen, a lot of mangonels. To be honest, full spearmen actually kind of works quite well here. Apart from the tower elephants, of course, but they can do a good job against everything. I thought it was full spearmen, actually. They were Streltsy. Oh no, he's going to lose the mangonels. There are 4 of them. 1 goes down. There are a lot of those cavalry units. Although the spearmen coming in to take them out. Actually, won't lose all that many then in the end. Just lost 1 mangonel. As I said, that the fight's not over because the spearmen are trying to hold off the elephants. Will they be able to? Streltsy's behind them. The mangonel firing behind them. Not sure if Kaiser Johann can hold this. Look at the reinforcements coming in thick and fast. More elephants, more Ghazi raiders. They're chewing through things. These Streltsy are trying to hold firm and stand still, but they may need to retreat. I don't think it's got enough there. 31 military to 54, and the military numbers keep building up in large numbers for the Delhi Sultanate. Has the efficient production upgrade, of course, getting their scholars garrison inside the production buildings, make them produce a lot faster, and well, that's really helping them out here. This is looking good. Kaiser Johann trying to hold on this east side. The question is, will he be able to? Streltsy's firing off again. Mangonels are there, but they're not doing as much damage as they perhaps once used to on previous patches. It's kind of crazy how the tower elephants... These elephants are going against the counter units. The elite spearmen, they're still winning. That's really bonkers when you think about it. Outpost is being burned down. Did have a spring order placement as well, so it certainly helps distract Demu there. But the scholars coming out to heal, such a clutch play, but too many spearmen there. Elephants are looking to back away for now, at least it seems. Oh, that tower elephant needs to be sniped. Will not want the Delhi to heal it up. It does snipe it in the end. Now he backs off. 136 economy to 97. Looking strong on the economy side there for Kaiser Johann. The question is, where does it get gold from? Gold in the middle has gone, and the longer this game goes on, although trade is an issue. I mean, if he continues trading, it could be way back into the game, but it's taking population space. Alright, well, decent number of traders, but possibly could do with some more. 188 population, though. Question is, 71 military on the field for Demu. He's going to go on the east side again. A lot jumping in. A lot of scholars, a lot of elephants. Kazuya-han kind of caught out of position there slightly. We'll check out the stone count. Demu has enough for a keep. Spearmen going to take out, or at least chase the Ghazi raiders. Elephants going to take out villagers on the farms, and well, look at that, 159 worker kills. That includes traders as well, by the way. Siege workshop on the front line is going to be taken down. No keep to defend this east side. Does have the Spasskaya Tower, but there's a lot of economy outside the range of the Spasskaya Tower. Question is, does Demu start? Yeah, okay, I was literally about to say trade, and that's what he's doing. Setting up trade now in the long term. Might need some more gold coming in, especially with how gold hungry these elephants are. Going on the east, looking to deny the farming and also trade potentially. We're heading into the 42nd minute of the game. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. It does feel like things are building up pretty fast though, because the military coming in for Kazuya-han, going to try and snipe the army here for Demu. One mangonel, a couple of spearmen, and a couple of Streltsy and a dream. Takes the engagement. Streltsy's fire off. Spearmen gather on the front lines against the elephants. I'm not sure if he has enough here though, Kazuya-han. Lost a lot of traders. 182 worker damage. Demu just doing so much work against the economy. And fascinating fight. I think the elephants end up dying, but it's going to be kind of close. Yeah, I think they do lose here. A nice cleanup there for Kazuya-han, or as I say, cleanup. More units are trickling. Holy moly. Demu's just trickling in units for fun now. Such a bit of an issue, because now Kazuya-han has to split up his army. He's not fully dealt with the elephants yet. Oh, Magadal's going to go down pretty cheaply. Or elephants going in for the middle now. Lots of economy idled. Relatively even villager numbers again. Tower elephants killing villagers on the farms. Oh, this needs to stop bleeding for Kazuya-han. In the middle, the Streltsy trying to get rid of elephants. The elephants are just so tanky there. Look at that. 936 HP. On the east side, another tower elephant still remains and alive and kicking, with the scholar helping and supporting. Let's see what's happening on the other sides of the map. Just units keep on trickling into the fight in the middle. Very secure with two keeps. Sacred site on the west, very secure. And the sacred site timer was on 4 minutes. I'm not sure if Kazuya-han has what it takes to stop that. I'm really not sure that he does. He's now looking to actually get textiles. Better late than never, I suppose. What's going on the west here? Oh, they're just building a gate. I wonder why. They'll take out the outpost. Maybe look to just get a forward position. It's a keep. It's going to be a keep drop. You have to keep an eye on that on the west side. It's most likely a keep drop. It's got enough stone for a keep. So why wouldn't you? Sending spearman on the east. Mangonel's going to get a good juicy shot. Ooh, nah, not that good in the end. It is what it is. With the outpost going down on the west side of the wooden fortress, now it's going to break through the secondary palisade layer. How does Kazuya-han deny this? He's going to probably get a... well, it makes sense to get a keep sort of here to deny the trade. Maybe a little bit closer. Maybe here, actually, to be honest. Surprised they didn't go down the middle. This is a lot of villages, by the way. That's a lot of villages. 38 villages. It's like... well, it's not half the economy. I think the economy's really starting to build up again for Demu. It's just because he's not lost any. That's what it comes down to, barely. He's lost 11 in total. I mean, when you compare that to 222, there's just no competition. All the villagers coming out, they're going to build a keep to disrupt the trade route, and that's an issue. Kazuya-han will want to try and address that with 33... oh my god, he's going to steal that gold as well, isn't he? That's what I would do. 33 villagers looking strong. On the east side tower, wall of fence. Oh my god, that's going to be a massacre for Kazuya-han. He has to back off. Villagers are perishing. That villager death count is rising up and up and up and up. Holy smokes. The villagers coming out for Kazuya-han, trying to torch down the keep. I don't know about that, because the villagers should be able to come out and repair. That's a lot of idle time for Kazuya. Well, I mean, he has to deal with it somehow, to be fair. Can't just let it roll on. Kazuya-han, though, still winning on score, despite being pressured so much. Keep denying trade is so huge. But villagers will be dying very soon as well. You see red pings off everywhere. On the east side, sending 2 tower war elephants. Again, going to be taking out a lot of the trade. In the middle, here's a big fight. Well, on the east side of the middle of the map. Anyway, the middle of the east side. Oh, mangonels didn't deploy there for Kazuya-han. At least not too late, until it was, well, fairly too late. I mean, it didn't do a lot of damage, but the fight's almost pretty much won anyway. Better late than never, I guess. And the tower elephants are being an absolute pain in the butt for Kazuya-han to deal with. Well, villagers have been poked it and prodded. Poked and prodded. That keep needs to stay alive there for Demu if he wants to really seal the deal in this game. Elephant dies. Oh, big push coming in there from the east there for Kaiser Johan. A lot of units to defend though for Beastie. What, Beastie? Demu. What am I talking about? It's been a very long day. It's actually half 10 here for me. At night after a long day. Can be tiring, especially with a long cast game like this, but it's certainly enjoyable to watch. Mangonels are firing off. A lot of the infantry will be suffering there for Demu. Not enough units there for the Kaiser though. He's going to lose those Mangonels if he's not careful. I think he does as well. Look how fast these infantry. Wait, what? These guys are on crap. What? Holy moly, 2.25? It's like, I don't know. Maybe it was the animation there for a couple of seconds. Oh, the keep on the west side has been taken down though. Lots of rams built by Kaiser. Got rid of it, secures the trade again, but villagers remain alive. Just milk out as much gold as he possibly can. The 68 military to 38. I mean, Kaiser Johan has just lost so much. He's lost a lot of trade. 291 worker kills. Absolutely insane. I mean, do you know what? Demu could just build another keep. Just trade in, get a bit more stone, and it gets another keep. Although, yeah, that's going to be crazy. Quite a lot of rams, but pretty unprotected. Shouldn't be a problem for Demu to deal with. At this point though, he needs to just be aggressive with his army. It's just too slow to get back in time. And with reinforcements, he should be able to deal with this. But the sacred site timer, still ticking. Looks like he's going to try to go for the middle sacred site. Probably wasn't the easiest option. And maybe the west side sacred site was the easy. Well, there's a keep there as well. And Demu's pressuring from the east. I love what Demu's doing. He's got the static defenses in the middle and on the west. And he's attacking through the east. And he's got an army in the middle now. Should be able to hold on for a minute. We'll have to see. But it could come down to a sacred site victory. A lot of raiding coming in on the east side. The villager count absolutely plummeting. And there it is. Kaiser Johan gives it up. He knows he can't win this game. And, well, GG's. We witnessed an absolute Delhi delight from Demu. Hope you guys enjoyed the casted game. Take care. And see you on the next one.